Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for Workshop Wednesday. My name is Lisa Cunningham and I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And I usually come live every Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. But I am currently on vacation again. I know you guys, I travel a lot. This year especially, I have been traveling. So we have 6 children and they're all over the country. So we travel a lot and this helps provide for, me being able to travel. And so I can do my videos ahead of time and stuff. So this week we are making a fun treat pack. I'm calling it a treat package, but oh my goodness, the Sweet Old Friends bundle. I'm using the die. This one I'm going to use the dies, the stamp set from the Sweet Old Friends, which coordinates with the Sweet Words and Labels, where you guys know I've already been using this one. So we are making, because Pooh loves his honey, we are making a, look, when you open it up this way, there's a little owl with some honey. And then it holds 2 honey pouches and 2 tea pouches. So a cute little gift. It could be like a get well gift, just a little treat for a coworker. But this is what we're making today. And couple announcements. My product of the month. This month is the Wild Bunch. So when you spend $75, you can get that stamp set for an additional $5. And when you do that, I will send you a tutorial with 12 projects using that product of the month. And I think that's it right there. There's not a lot of specials. I'm working on classes. Even though I'm traveling, I'm working on classes. I'm going to be gone for like 3 weeks. So we do an annual camping trip every year with my brothers and their families. And we go up to Lake Tahoe. So every year we go Camp Richardson in Lake Tahoe. So we're going to be pulling our 30-foot trailer from New Mexico to California, then on to Lake Tahoe. So just be sure and check out every Wednesday, because I am going to have a video for you every Wednesday at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. And then I will also have my Fun Fold Friday videos for you. I do not like to leave you guys out while I'm gone. So I pre-record my videos just so that you will still have my videos. I'll send my emails out that'll have my tutorials. So if you want this week's tutorial and you're not on my email list, join my email list. All the information will be below in YouTube, and then it'll be in the comments on Facebook. So, that was a lot. Thank you for joining me in my craft room here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm calling it a tea and honey package. I didn't know what to call it. Pouch, package. But it opens like so. So you're gonna go like this. We're gonna have little Mr. Owl there with some honey. It's all about the honey. Here's, you're gonna hold 2 tea pouches and then 2 honey pouches. Now you can see I put a little dimensional there. If you want to close, like hold it in place, you don't have to. You could add a glue dot as well. And I secured these again with a glue dot or mini dimensional. I kind of don't remember. But again, you don't have to. These I ordered from Amazon. I'm sure you could find them anywhere. I know they also have like granulated honey that you can get. It's like sugar, but it's honey. And you could add those too, if you could find those. I believe those might be on Amazon as well. You know, you could pretty much find everything on Amazon. So we're going to start out with a 12 by 12 piece of Daffodil Delight two-tone cardstock. So now it's up to you. You know, two-tone cardstock, there's the light side and there's the dark side. You could use whatever side you want. We're going to cover most of it with designer series paper. So it's up to you. You're going to see both sides either way. So we're going to start out with a 3 by 12. Make sure our paper's bumped all the way up. And we're going to do some scoring now. So we're going to score the long side, the 12-inch side, at 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 6, 6 1/2, 9 1/4, and 9 1/2. We're just getting those little quarters in there. So let me remember how this goes. Well, first, we can go ahead and burnish the lines. I'm just going to fold them because we're going to do, I should have kept my trimmer out. I'm just going to fold them right now. So where the little 1/4-inch section, hold on. So this little 1/4-inch section, this is going to be your last section here. And then this is your first section. It kind of gets confusing, so you kind of want to lay your stuff out. But on this last section, we're going to cut. Now, I'm just going to line this corner here. So in my instructions, I tell you, I believe from the top left corner, which is here, to the bottom right corner. And we're just going to cut it diagonally. Am I going the right way? I'm a little bit confused. Once I cut that, yes, that's correct. Okay, I got kind of had to question myself for a minute there. So see, now this is where your honey goes. So now, really quickly, we're going to do some die cutting. Since we have honey in there, I wanted to use the honeycomb little die. So it doesn't matter how you do this. Just do it a couple of times in that pouch or in that diagonal section. We're going to cut it once there, and then let's go ahead and go this way. Just to add some little honeycombs in there so that that pouch or section, whatever you want to call it. I couldn't figure out what to call. I was calling them sections, squares. I hope my instructions are clear. Sometimes, you know, it's really hard to put things into words. So that's why it's always good to have the video. You can always refer back to. Okay, so see, now this is going to go like so. These are going to go, it's going to fold like this. All right, so you kind of want to lay it out this way so we know what sections we're working on. And I probably should go by my tutorial just so that I'm not going out of sequence. Use the honeycomb, die cut, okay. So see, I tell you to lay your piece down flat, so like this, so then you know how we're working. So we are going to, I'm all over the place. Okay, so 2 5/8 by 2 7/8. I didn't show you. We're using the Silly Old Bear bundle or designer series paper. So I know I need this one. I know I need, where's the one with the stars? Probably the one that I cannot find. Oh my goodness, do I not have a piece of it? I have to, here we go. This one, why do I not have that piece? Anyway, we need this pattern. I'm sure I have it. I have, look, it's probably right here. Look, there it is. Let's see if any of those will work. If not, we're going to cut the big piece, but we're going to need that pattern as well. And then I believe I already have, we're going to use these honey pots, but they're not actually these ones. I think they are these ones over here. We're going to use those honey pots, and there's a die to cut those. I already have my piece pulled out. Look, I have all these pieces, so I probably already have them. Bear with me. So we're going to cut this star pattern. I called this star at 2 5/8 by 2 5/8 by 2 7/8. So let's see. 2 7/8 by 2 5/8. Perfect. Okay, so in my instructions, it says to lay this flat and adhere this piece to, it says, starting at the left, adhere to the back side of the first section. So we're starting at the left. This is the first section, and we're going to adhere it to this back side. Like I said, it was really hard to put this into words. So again, it's great to have the video to refer back to. So that'll go like that. We're trying to get our design. Oops, did I move that? I did. There. It's funny how that moves. Trying to get our designer series papers done first. Then we're going to need another 2 5/8 by 2 7/8 silly old bear stripe pattern. And what is this at? This is not quite, got 2 5/8. So this is already 2 5/8 by 2 7/8. And then this one, it says to adhere to the back side of the second to the last section, which is here, because this is the last, this is the second, and it's all because of the way it gets folded. And we're going to adhere this one right here. I really hope not to be confusing you. And right here, you'll see how all these pieces come together. All right, so the next, we're gonna do we're gonna make our band for the T. So this is gonna be a 1 inch, and I'm using the two-tone again, 1 inch by 3 1/2. And then we're going to score, get that out of the way, at 1/4. These are small. 1/4 and then 1/2. We're just using a little 1/4 section. And you could turn it around and do it the same, do it a 1/4 and 1/2. Or you could just keep going and go at 3 3/4. Okay, so now we're going to add our designer series paper to that. And we're going to use the striped again, and it's 2 3/8 by 7/8. So let's cut 7/8 by 2 3/8, which is the 2 notches before the 2 1/2. And this is going to go in here like so. I cannot grab anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this on. Who would you guys give this little pouch to? To me, it's kind of, you could use it as a get well. Somebody who's not feeling very well. You could just give it to anyone who you think deserves a sweet treat, because that's kind of our sentiment on the front. Okay, so I won't put my glue away yet. So now we're just gonna fold these lines, and there's, again, you can use glue or you can use tear and tape, but you're just gonna put it on that little section. And I'm gonna line this up with my score line and hold it there for a minute. Now this, what the heck do I have here? This, I think must have glue on me. Let's get this little guy out of here. There. Okay, and then we're gonna add glue to this section. And line that up with the seam. Kind of make sure you're straight. And I only did about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. We'll hold that one there for a minute. And then that is our tea pouch. So I have some tea here. And they will fit right on in. And these are kind of snug so they won't slide out. That's why I did only the little 1/4 inch. And then now we can add our honey. And I'm going to add a glue dot just to hold them in place. And that way they won't roll around or fall out. And so they kind of overlap one another. And then, like I said, if you want, you can add a glue dot just to hold it in place, like so. All right, so we're going to finish decorating this. We need that piece of designer series paper that already has the honey pots. Couldn't think. I should know because all we're dealing with is honey. Lots of honey, because Winnie the Pooh likes his honey. You know, these are even good little teacher appreciation gifts throughout the year. It doesn't have to be Teacher Appreciation Week. If you send your child to school with this and gives a teacher, you know, it makes a lasting impression. I worked in the schools and I know how much they appreciate any little kind of gift. All right, so now we are going to get some dimensionals and add, well, look, I have this one here. And let's tear that one, and we'll use that one. And then that will be our, oh, I forgot to do something, but we can still do it. So have you guys used the shimmer brushes yet? That's what I'm using to do my coloring today. So I wanted to color in the honey pots, and the honey will be nice and sparkly. But these are great to color. We're going to color Pooh in with them as well. And we're also going to use the hydrangea hue. So on these, we're just coloring in the honey on them. And I'm going to let them dry once. I don't think these take long to dry though. But we've got some other stamping and die cutting to do. So just so we have some nice sparkly. It's better than just plain old white. So now I want to get my other pieces. I want to show you guys a trick that I did. You don't have to do this, but it's just a little trick in case you ever want anything shiny. Use some packing tape. And I could have did this with others, but I'm just doing, so add some packing tape to your cardstock. I'm going to fold this over. Should have just used the size that I needed. But we're going to do our honey pot, and it's going to be nice and shiny. So we need our honey pot, we need our stump, we need our honey. Trying to think what this is for the tag, and this must be for Mr. Owl. So let's stamp Mr. Owl. Do you guys remember the character's name? Was he Mr. Owl or was he just Owl? I know Piglet, Eeyore, Christopher Robbins. So we're going to stamp him in Early Espresso. And we're going to color him in with Crumb Cake Blends. So I'm going to go around his eyes with the dark. Around the eyes. Can't remember if he was just called Owl. I guess I could have Googled it beforehand. And then his talons. Is that what they would be called? And you know what? I'm going to do his beak dark too. And then the rest we'll just color in with crumb cake. With the light crumb cake. So his talons are dark. Around his eyes are dark. And then we'll do his beak dark. And if you want to add some texture, you can always go over the lines with the dark. Make sure I have the right end for his beak. You could always see, just add some little texture to the lines with the dark. Just gives him a different look. All right, so let's grab our cut and emboss machine again. And I feel like I was on something. Okay, let's get Mr. Owl. I'm probably going to have to tape these because I have so many pieces. This one is our label. I love these labels in this set. Our pecan pie is for our stump. Our masking, or not masking, packing tape Early Espresso is for our pot. And then this little piece is for our honey. Again, I'm using two-tone. The rest are regular cardstocks. Since I have the two-tone out, I'm just using two-tone whenever I use the Daffodil Delight. Okay. Put this over so you guys could see. Here's our label. I should toss all these scraps out. Here is our stump. And here is Mr. Owl. I say that as I have a hummingbird flying right outside my window. You guys know I love the hummingbirds, so I have two feeders right outside my window. So I'm going to cut another one of these. Oops, that one didn't go all the way through, and you know why? Probably because I put the tape around it. It's on both sides. Ooh, I almost threw my honey dye away. So let's run that through again. And I wanted to show you not only that, but I want to show you what it looks, the difference. I ran that through a few times so that it'll cut. Oh my goodness, it still didn't cut. I put too much, I guess. Okay, let's try this again with just one sliver of tape. I think that tape is pretty thick because I actually kind of folded it over twice. So it's like a triple layer. See, much better. And then I'm going to cut just, wait, where did my, oh, there it is. I was like, where did it go? I don't have it. Everything when you're doing videos, right? So I'm going to show you the difference. And you don't have to do the packing tape. I just wanted to show you how you could add that extra little pop to your cards. Let's get this out of the way. So that, and you can do this on anything, but can you see the difference? Let me put them here. See the shininess on it and then the non. So it's hard to tell. I think you're seeing it in there. So again, it's up to you. So now we are going to bring this back in, fold this over. So this is that section I'm talking about with the stripe in my instructions. So we're going to add our stump. Oh, good thing I didn't fold the other way. We're going to add Mr. Owl. I know I tell you to put the honey pot first, but we still have to glue our, he's going to be right here on the stump. We have to glue our honey onto our pot. So we're doing the honey on the shiny one. I'm going to get my, take your pick. And you know the glue dries clear, so you don't have to worry about that. I keep putting my lid on my glue because I always get glue all over. And then we're just going to add the honey pot right next to Mr. Owl. Hold that there for a second. And then that's our decorations on the inside. And then this is going to fold again like this. So now we're going to stamp our Winnie the Pooh in the middle of the label in Early Espresso. And then we're going to stamp, uh-oh, where's my honey pot? Do I not have it on the stamp? Or maybe it's still here in my little bin. I was like, oh no, I couldn't have lost it. Not honey. And we're just going to stamp a honey pot on both sides of him. All right, and now we are going to use those shimmer brushes again. So I did this part of the pot in hydrangea hue. Again, I just want to add shimmer. You know, you can always color them in and use the Winka Stella, but that would be an extra step. So we're just going to save us a step by using the shimmer brushes, and they're so pretty. And then on this one, I just did his label in hydrangea hue. And then now, let's get that shimmer golden glow. I'm so happy they came out with it. We used to have a gold Winka Stella. You can buy them from other people. They have different colors. And then this one, we're just going to color his honey, and we're going to color Mr. Pooh. That probably didn't sound right. Mr. Winnie the Pooh with the shimmer. I probably need some more. So you know, you just push on these and it'll squeeze some more shimmer in there. And I think I'm not doing such a great job on him, but he's going to be sparkly too. I'm not coloring the gray. It's definitely not coloring like with Stampin' Blends, but you get that sparkle. I guess you could have did with the Stampin' Blends and then added the shimmer after. Now I'm just really messing it up. So I'm going to leave it. Okay, so now we're going to add our Golden Glow ribbon around to hold this in place. So this is what it's going to look like when it's folded. And we're just going to tie a bow around. Let me get my tweezers to hold that in place. Do our bow. Again, golden glow, love it, love it, love it. I love having a gold color. I used to use wild wheat a lot for gold, for it to be a gold. And let's snip, oops. And snip again. We're gonna move this over to the right, or to the right. I was gonna say, or to the left. I'm thinking of the song. All right, that's good enough. Where's my dimensionals? It's not good enough. I'm gonna keep messing with it till I get it. Okay, so dimensionals, I'm just gonna put them above and below the ribbon to hold our label. I go through so many dimensionals. I swear I just opened this sheet, or just started using this sheet. So that is gonna go right there. Now we're not done. We have this little tiny strip of cardstock, and I started using my instructions, and then I stopped. So this is a 1/4 inch by 2.5. Oops. And we are gonna stamp "You Deserve a Little Treat." And I'm gonna kind of go over to the left because we're gonna angle the right. And this piece is probably bigger than what you need, but I'd rather it be bigger than not enough. So like I said, we will just angle that. And let's get some minis, some mini dimensionals. And place that across the bottom of our packet. And then we're gonna add some in color dots. My in color dots. Loving these, loving these as well. And I decided to use the Peaceful Pine. I just thought Peaceful Pine gave it, I could have used the Hydrangea Hue. This keeps happening to me. Does this happen to you guys? My putty gets stuck onto my embellishments. Because actually I have another one. Nope, that's not the right one. I would say every time I have an issue, I put them over here on my on my lamp, just so I like know that I have one. And then like so. Yeah, my putty keeps getting stuck to them. I don't know how that's possible, but you know, the strangest things happen to me. The odds that I have, I wish I could have for the lotto. All right, so there is our little package. What do you guys think? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Well, I hope you don't hate it, but thank you for joining me for Workshop Wednesday, and I will have another video for you next week. It is pre-recorded because I am on another vacation, this time with my grandkids and my brothers and their families. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.